Hello, everyone! Welcome to Molehill Mountain, episode 255. I'm Andrew Eisen. So, I woke up this morning, something I try to do every morning. Hello, Lindy. And when I got around to checking my email, I saw an email that said, "Hi, Andrew." This is from Amazon, close personal friends. "Unfortunately, UPS ran into an issue when attempting your delivery. They will try again." This was like 10 in the morning. And I wondered what possible issue could they have had. So I clicked on the track package. And it said, "Delivery attempted today at 9:34. So, less than half an hour ago. They should have, knocked on my door or something. It says, "Unfortunately, UPS ran into an issue when attempting your delivery. They will try again." What issue could you run into? So I click on See Updates. 9:34 a.m. says, "Delivery attempted, but front door or driveway was not accessible." Did somebody park their car in the breezeway in front of my front door? And I didn't hear the car idling outside my front. What does that mean? So, I spent part of the morning trying to figure out what issue UPS could have possibly run into to prevent them from just leaving the damn package, which was a big tub of protein, in front of a door, like they always do. So later that afternoon, I thought, did someone block the driveway? Because there's a parking lot outside of the apartment building I live in. There's a driveway that gets into the parking lot. Was someone blocking it? Could you not just park on the street and walk? I mean, delivering packages, literally your job. Were you not feeling it today? So, in the afternoon, I go out across the street to the mail cubbies to get my mail, and I see this. Which is a, "Sorry we missed you while you were out." Nope. No, I was here. You just decided not to leave my package. And I went back and checked the email, and for some reason I repeatedly read USPS as UPS. Which is a shame, because the original title of this podcast was making fun of that. Maybe I'll save that. It was a good title. I'll have to save it for another day. No, it's United States Postal Service, and I remember this is something they do. If they have a package that won't fit in the mail cubby, they will leave one of these saying, "Hey, we'll try again. We'll see if it fits tomorrow." No, we're not going to leave it with your landlord in the leasing office like we're supposed to, which, to be fair, the leasing office is never open because, pandemic and everything. So it doesn't fit in the mail cubby, doesn't fit in the little storage lockers. So I guess they just keep trying to see if the mail cubby gets bigger. It's incumbent upon me to go down there and get it, which is annoying. So I went down there to get it, and she says, "Oh, it's still on his truck." Didn't you read the slip? It says right here. I mean, you can read that, right? This is very clear, right? I can see 2021. I can see 9/30. 2084? I don't know what this says. But according to the nice person at USPS, that says Monday. She says you have to come pick it up on Monday. Okay. Well, shame on me for not buying more protein earlier, because I had to go to Vaughn's and get some other protein to tide me over until my real protein gets here. Oh well. So, what if I watched episode 6 of Marvel's What If, and this was what if Eric Killmonger saved Tony Stark from being abducted by the Ten Rings in the first Iron Man movie? Well, a lot changes. It was an interesting episode. I enjoyed it because it doesn't follow the plot of any specific movie. There are elements of Black Panther, it's Avengers 2, but for the most part, it radically changes everything, and that's what I like about these stories. When it doesn't just, what happens if Peggy Carter takes the super soldier serum? Pretty much Iron Man, just with Peggy Carter. Or Captain America, rather, just with Peggy Carter. This one is, what if Iron Man is never Iron Man because Killmonger saves him? Well, lots of stuff. Anime Momo, hello. So Killmonger kills everybody, but this one still ends the same way half of the episodes so far have ended. Don't worry, there are a lot of superheroes in our stable. Yeah. In the let's see. First episode's Peggy Carter. Second episode is Guardians of the Galaxy. Third one is, what if we killed off the Avengers? Doesn't matter, because there are other superheroes to take their place, is kind of the resolution of that. 4 is Doctor Strange destroys the universe, for reasons. 5 is the zombies one, which ends up like, what happens if the Avengers get eaten by zombies? It's okay, we've got plenty of other heroes to take their place. Okay. So what if Eric Killmonger kills Tony Stark and T'Challa and a bunch of people and, becomes the new Black Panther and controls Wakanda and stuff? It's okay. We've got other heroes to take their place. That seems to be the solution to half of these. Of course, half of them are also... I think they're really prepping us for all the Avengers are dead now. Get used to it. Other heroes. So that's getting a little tiresome, but... and the animation is still bad. Really bad. Like there's a I think it's there's like a crowd scene or a party or something like that, and they clearly did not have the time or put in the effort to animate the crowd. That was pretty lacking. Still enjoying the show. I would say What If runs really hot and cold. Probably my least favorite effort from of the Disney Plus shows so far. Not bad. I'm enjoying quite a lot of it, but yeah, it runs. When it's hot, it's hot, and when it's cold, it's cold. So, on Disney Plus, there are a series of shorts called Spark Shorts. And I don't know why they call them that. They're just, I guess, because they're based on a spark of an idea or something like that. So I watch them as they come out. They're usually small personal projects by the various people who work at Pixar. And they're usually pretty cute. So today, or sometime this week, a new Spark short premiered on Disney Plus called Nona, which is about a grandma who has planned her day around watching a wrestling pay-per-view event, which is something she really likes and something she used to share with her late husband. And so she's like, okay, I'm closing the blinds, I'm locking the door, I'm taking the phone off the hook, I'm gonna watch my wrestling pay-per-view event? I've been waiting all month for this. When suddenly, there's a knock at the door. And it's a 4-year-old. And Nona looks at her, and she looks at her phone, and there's a message from her daughter. It says, yeah, you're going to have to watch little Susie, because I got to go to work. Thanks, bye. Not even gonna... I'm just gonna drop her off in front of your door. I'm sure she's not gonna, like, wander off. I'm sure she'll knock and wait there until you answer the door. Really gotta get to work. So, the short is Grandma desperately trying to watch her wrestling pay-per-view event. And the little kid constantly getting in the way of the television and being, ooh, Grandma, look at me, Grandma, hey, look at me, Grandma. I am the center of the universe. The universe revolves around me. There is nothing but me. Pay attention to me, me. You know, like children do. No matter, Grandma gives the kid toys, gives her paper and crayons to draw, gives her a big dog. Here, play with the dog. Just, leave me alone for 2 hours so I can watch the pay-per-view wrestling event. It's important to me. So, because the kid does not care about anything aside from herself and her own gratification, like kids do, Grandma misses all of the highlights of the pay-per-view event, and she also ends up knocking the TV over because she has to go catch the kid who's trying to emulate what she saw on TV by jumping off of a shelf or something like that. So now the TV's broken, and she can't watch her pay-per-view event. And she's upset, and she cries. And little Susie comes over to her and says, "It's okay, Grandma. Now you can play with me." And so she doesn't say anything, but there's no actual dialogue in the short. So the short ends with Grandma compromising her wants, because you have to when you have kids. Not even her kid. You thought once you raised your kids and they turned 18 and get out of the house, you think it's over? It's not over. It's never over. So the short ends with Grandma and little Susie play wrestling together, using the power of imagination to put on their own wrestling pay-per-view event. Riku, haven't seen you in a while. Hello. Says LMAO, I'm sensing an unlike for kids here. Oh yes. I am tempering my description. Chicago, hello. This short made me mad. Everything makes me mad. But this short, this cute, cuddly, feel-good cartoon short, upset me greatly. It aggravated me. It vexed me. It made me spit obscenities. I had to get up and pace back and forth and construct sentences lovingly around multiple versions of the F word. And I thought, wow, that's a heck of a reaction to a short little cartoon short cartoon short. Man, this short is really long. What's with this short? It's 3 hours long. And I thought, it's a good thing I don't have kids. Should probably keep it that way, because I really don't like them. Now, granted, this is a cartoon kid, but that's pretty much kids for you. I'm not sure what the message of the short was intended to be, but what I got out of it was, if you have children, or your children have children, your wants, your desires don't matter. You have to revolve your life around the kids. Your kids can't sacrifice anything for you. You have to compromise everything for them. And a lot of you in the chat are probably nodding. It's like, yeah, that's how that works. Yeah. Well, I don't like that. Because I am just as self-centered as a 4-year-old. It's all about me. Me, 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 me. So, yeah, I don't like that. I have nothing against kids. I have nothing against parents. Or anyone who wants to be one. But I don't understand it. There are things that I don't like, but I see the appeal of. Wrestling, for example. I don't like wrestling, but I see the appeal of it. I understand why someone else would enjoy it. Dragon Ball Z. I don't like Dragon Ball Z at all. I think it's terrible. But I can also see why others like it. Children? I don't get it. I have absolutely, genuinely no damn idea why anyone would ever want children or like them once they have them. And I've had people say to me, well, Andrew, once you have kids, you just instantly like them. I'm like, well, thank goodness for that. How terrible would it be if you didn't like your kids? Like if you had a kid and you were like, oh man, this kid sucks. Daddy, do you love me? Love you. I don't even like you. You're annoying. You're stupid. I can't do anything I want. I have to revolve my entire life around you. Can't watch what I want. Can't play what I want. Can't eat what I want. Can't even take 2 hours to myself to honor the memory of my late spouse without having to accommodate you. Because you can't entertain yourself and leave me alone for even 2 damn hours. Because my thoughts, my feelings, my wants, my interests, my needs don't matter. Not when there's kids around. Well, I don't accept that. So I don't have kids. Chicago says, I'm glad I don't have kids. Riku says, ditto. I prefer unbroken things. Chicago says that's how entitlement starts. Well, that's how entitlement starts if you don't correct it. That entitlement, that self-centeredness is normal and understandable for small children. Of course their universe revolves around them. They don't know anything else yet. It's our job as parents or, guardians to teach them that. But small children, they don't understand that. And I want to be clear, just because I don't like kids, and I don't, doesn't mean I blame kids for being kids. It doesn't mean I don't understand why kids are the way they are. I just don't like it. It's one of the reasons I generally don't like dogs. Because they bark, and they lick, and they hump things. Oh, it's just... And they do that little scooting, drag their ass across the carpet thing. Granted, not all dogs do that, but they all bark and lick. With very few exceptions on those two. Cats, the only time they're ever noisy is when they're in a fight or when they're in heat, and you can fix both of those. Cats rarely, I mean, they might try to start grooming you, but you can also just push them away. And I have never seen I'm sure a cat has humped something somewhere, but I've never seen a cat do that. Seen dogs do that. Not around me, you don't. Oh, I will punt you like a soccer ball. Pull that crap around me. Some people think it's funny. I think it's disgusting. I guess I'm just immature. But yeah, kids, not for me. I have, again, I don't even see the upside. They're noisy, they're expensive, they take over your life. You can't do anything you want to do because you have to revolve your life around the kid now. What's the upside? Did I mention they're incredibly expensive? Well, they're cute. No, they're not. No. I mean, there are some... infants are not cute. Infants are ugly. We humans, we got the short end of the stick. Most infant mammals are actually really cute. Puppies and kittens are cute. Human babies? Nope. They're ugly. Isn't my baby beautiful? No, it's not. It's a baby. It's a human baby. It's ugly. It'll probably grow out of that. But even when it gets past the infant part and into the stage where they might be cute, they still snot and shit and barf all over everything. That's gross. Ugh. I mean, maybe they might have great personalities eventually, several years later, when they actually develop one. I mean, what are you going to do? Have an intellectually stimulating conversation with a 2-year-old? I once had a 6-year-old child tell me that he was going to poop in my pants. He thought that was very funny. It's absurd enough to be funny, I suppose, but it's also really gross. And that's about the best you could expect from him as far as conversation goes. I mean, I'd rather just go out and meet people who are already personality full, rather than make a person and wait years and years for them to develop an interesting personality. Let's see what the chat's saying. Riku says, ask someone how they can afford kids and they told me you learn to live without things. Riku says, but I like things, right? Chicago, what my worthless brother does is take his annoying kids to my parents. He falls asleep and they have to take care of them. Yeah. Viper says cats for the win. Right? Now, it's not that I don't like dogs. Dogs are fine. But what I've always said I find interesting is what dog people like about dogs and hate about cats is exactly what cat people hate about dogs and like about cats. The way I put it is if you want a pet, get a dog. If you want a roommate, get a cat. One thing dogs, and these are generalizations, of course, but the overwhelming majority of dogs love you unconditionally. This absolutely over-devoted, over-amorous, slavish love, I hate that. It makes me uncomfortable. Cats, on the other hand, they may not even like you. They may tolerate your existence. But it's like a roommate. Sometimes you don't get on with your roommates. Same thing with a cat. Some cats, they're just like, look, I just don't feel you, dude. Nothing wrong with... It's not you, it's me. Also, I've never been woken up in the middle of the night by a cat barking. Occasionally, if cats are in heat or they're fighting, you'll hear... But even a cat fight generally is over in a few minutes. Dogs? I have had dogs in my neighborhood bark for 7 straight hours. They don't stop. Dogs apparently don't get hoarse. They can just keep barking. And again, that's not all dogs, but you know, if someone walks by your apartment, what does a dog do? Ruff, 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 ruff. What does a cat do? At best, it's about the most a cat is ever going to do, which is fine. Chicago says, "Oh my god, I hate when people say babies are cute. When I say no, they look at me like I'm insane." Babies are not. I mean, it's an aesthetics thing. It's subjective, but kittens, cute. Puppies, cute. Even little baby chicks, cute. Yeah, most mammals, like baby giraffe, baby deer, baby hippos, baby turtles. They're so cute. Baby humans, they're ugly. They are really off-putting. That's my subjective opinion, anyway. Riku says, "Thing looks like an alien from another planet." Yeah, Viper. Most babies look like potatoes with eyes. Well, potatoes already have eyes. Riku, Gollum from Lord of the Rings. There you go. James says, "Good people help save the world by raising good kids. Gotta balance out all the bad people that breed and lead us to doom." Yeah, hey, if you want kids, go for it. You know? Again, I have nothing against kids. Kids suck, but it's because they're kids. They're not trying to suck. I mean, I'm sure some do. But, you know, kids are self-centered because all they know is themselves. And again, it's up to parents and guardians to get them past that. But yeah. I've talked about a friend of mine who lives in Phoenix. She has 3 kids. Well, 4, but one of them's grown now. They were 6, 4, and 2, something like that. And I was visiting, and these kids are just loud and full of energy. Maybe it's because I'm old, but I'm trying very hard not to yell at somebody else's kids. Shut up! Sit down! Or stop running in circles. Go outside. Just stop. One of the things one of the kids did was did this. Would just keep doing that incessantly, like a dog that barks for 7 hours. It's maddening. I'm gonna go sit in my car for 20 minutes because I don't want to, you know, like drag your kids out back and chuck them over the fence or punt them like a soccer ball or yell at them because they're not my kids. But, you know, they're not. And to be fair, they were, you know, leaving me alone. They're just running around the living room, chasing each other and spitting, making. After a while, I thought, is he trying to make? Was it gun noises? Is it like vehicle? Was he pretending to be a vehicle? Was he trying to make an engine noise? I don't know what the hell he was doing, but it was annoying me. But I didn't smack anyone's kids. I was pretty proud of myself. Low bar, I know. Viper says kids can be annoying, sure, but there are times when kids look up to you and think you're the coolest person in the world and want to get to know your interests, and you can sometimes see why people like them. Kids like me. I don't know why. But I've always... Like, I'd be at the supermarket. Like, be a small kid in the shopping basket. Staring at me. And it's all I can do to not look at this kid and go, "What?" You know? To try not to get pepper sprayed by mom or something. I don't know why kids seem to... I mean, maybe I should shave more often. I don't know why they find my face so fascinating. It's like, that's the weirdest looking dude I've ever seen. But this friend of mine at Phoenix, I remember was talking to her about something, and she's like, "Oh, my kids say they remember who I am." That surprised me. They've met me once, and I was like, "They know who I am? They remember me? Oh yeah, they ask about you." I'm like, "Really?" Because I'm like tolerant of them. Is like the nicest way you can put it. It's like, that Andrew guy, he's very tolerant of us. He I mean, he didn't punt us like a soccer ball. So, can you punt a soccer ball, or is that a football that you punt? Riku says, I had a friend come over with her kid, and all he did was slam doors, hang off of doorknobs, throw rocks at my something, and grabbed something off the table and said, "Can I break this?" Same friend actually visited me here years back when I think she had one new kid. Well, anyway, she brought one of them who was a baby at the time, and baby, whatever his name is, crawled over to my DVDs and just started pulling them off the shelves, and started. Well, he'd pull one off the shelf and start gnawing on a corner with his little baby gums. He'd start gumming a corner of a DVD. No. Grab another one. No. Weird child. But that's babies for you. She had like a 2-gallon water bottle. Just big jug of water. I don't know what for. For the radiator? I don't know why. But the baby pulled it down so that it was laying on its side. And I didn't want to... the cap was on it, screwed on. It wasn't leaking. But I was like, I'll just put that up, Baby crawled back over and put it over. I'm like, okay, on its side it stays, because the baby's not gonna have a standing water bottle. Whatever. Chicago, there was a show called Sliders in the 90s. Yeah, I remember that. Slide in alternate dimensions. One dimension, there was a cola drink that had birth control, helped prevent unwanted pregnancies. We need that. Riku said, yes, existence acknowledged. Now shoo! Chicago, I've had that happen. Kids will look at me and smile, and I wonder if it's because I don't go crazy over them. They want to draw you in. Maybe that's it. Maybe because most people go, "Oh, you should think of your movie." Most people act like that around kids, and I don't. And maybe they find that just particularly intriguing. I don't know. And Chicago says that's why Nintendo designed their Switch cartridges to taste horrible. Kids be chewing everything. I've still never tasted a Switch cartridge. I guess I'm probably not going to at this point. I'll just take your all's words for it that they taste terrible. That's really a great idea, though, because they're SD card size, and kids could swallow them. If they so make them taste terrible, so kids will keep them out of their mouths. So Nintendo does some good things, and other things that are not great. All right, well, so I'm 41. I don't have kids. Not planning on having any. And that's a good... and I think we can all agree that that's a good thing. I shouldn't have kids. It's okay, Andrew, if you don't have kids. I know it's okay. I would definitely go a step further and say, I shouldn't have kids. And I've had other people say, oh, you'd be an excellent father. It's like, I would force myself to do the job well, but I'd probably hate it. And man, how much would it suck if you just resented your child or children? Oh man, I'd feel terrible about that. I mean, I'd hide it as best as I could. Dad, do you love me? I don't want to lie to you. I'm single, and we're still in a raging pandemic, so probably in no danger of having kids. So I don't think anyone has to worry about that. Riku says, I hate when people ask me to hold them, and why? Why would I assume this liability? No, it might puke on me. I don't want to. Chicago says, same. I always say no when people ask me to hold their kid. I've held... Well, I mean, I was having yogurt or something with a friend, and she, had her baby, like 1 or 2 with her at the time. And, she had to dig into her purse or something, and she's like, here, hold this. I'm like... That's another thing that babies and dogs have in common. They're not cuddly. They're real weird and stiff to hold. Cats, you can manipulate them and squeeze them, fold them in half, carry them like this, carry them over your shoulder, pull them upside down, hold them. Cats are easy to hold. They're comfortable. Dogs are... You pick up a dog, and a dog's like... Same thing with kids. Once saw a kid who had his pants on backwards. Said, pants are on backwards. You want to put them the right way? To this day, I'm not... I mean, it's fine, you want to wear your pants backwards. At least you're wearing pants. I don't really care, but that strikes me as, like, uncomfortable. Especially if you have to pee at some point. Because now you got to drop them to your knees. You can't just handily unzip the fly and do your business. No, you got to take them down now. And you got to work the snapping the zipper behind you. And I know a lot of predominantly female clothing have zippers and snaps in the back, and that seems like a hassle. Andrew, can you zip this up for me? I could. Or you could wear clothing that was easier to adorn yourself in. You silly goose. No, I don't say that. I think that. Andrew, can you hold this? Yes, I can. And you could wear clothing with pockets. I don't say that either, but I do think it. I don't know if that kid understood what I was telling him. I don't know if he wanted to put his pants on backwards or just didn't care that he did or wasn't really getting the concept of backwards. I don't know. Some people look at that, oh, that's cute. It annoys me. I mean, I don't. Yep. Head pats are perfectly fine. There we go. All right. So, yeah. So, no chillins for Andrew. Ugh. No chillins for Andrew. All right. Damn kids cut into my video game time. And speaking of video games, Viper says, speaking of cats, don't know why, but our cat loves standing up on her back feet all the time. Been threatening to buy it a Palico outfit at this rate from Monster. That'd be funny. Send pics. All right. So I've been continuing playing Dark Souls badly. So let me regale you with my continuing adventures in the world of Dark Souls. Where did I leave off last time? So last time, I was sucking horribly at the bell gargoyles. So, and I was getting really tired of walking all the way back to the bell gargoyles from either the Firelink Shrine or the bonfire that's over by the blacksmith guy. It's about the same distance. It takes about 3.5 minutes to get back, and I just got really tired of the walk. So I kept exploring, and I explored other places. I think that's where we left off. So, yeah. So, let's see. Where did I leave off? Okay, so I was, so I spent some time, cleaning up some things that I had not done. There's a guy towards the beginning of the game who I keep calling Dirk for some reason, but I think his name is Havel, Havel, something like that. Guy with a big bone hammer thing is in a tower somewhere. So I went back and I fought him and killed him. The first time I fought him, I went to challenge. I mentioned this last week. I went to challenge him, and I realized I was doing like no damage. Well, I had found some Titanite shards or something like that, so I was able to upgrade my my stick. And it's like, all right, let's rematch him. And I found that he doesn't like to go outside, so I cheesed him to death. I'd bait him to the doorway, he'd take a swing, and then I'd smack him one as he retreated back indoors. It took a while, but I got him. And I got his ring, which I think ups my my maximum equipment load a little bit, so I can carry more stuff. So that's fun. That big armor-covered knight, who before I had run behind and got the treasure he's guarding, he's holding a blue ring or something. When your HP is low, it increases your defense, something like that. So I went back and I actually killed him, so that was fun. I found that those guys are basically, you gotta parry and riposte to those dudes. That seems to be, because they have just really wide arcing swings. It's kind of hard to get around them, and they're usually in corridors too, so... So got him. What else? Went back to see if I could do anything with that big red dragon on the bridge. Oh, there's another one. Near where the big red dragon on the bridge is, there's a tower. There's another one of those knights on the top of the tower. I went to fight him, and I smacked him in the back, and he was like, "You jerk!" And he comes chase me. I go running down the stairs. I'm like, "Come on, let's go out and do an open area." And then I ran up and he was gone. I don't know where he went. It's one of the funniest things in Dark Souls is when you're just wandering around, minding your own business, and suddenly your soul counter goes up. It's like, did somebody die? Someone just fell off a cliff. It's probably an enemy somewhere else aggroing and accidentally falling off a cliff. It's fun. It's funny every time to me. So anyway, I went back to the big red dragon to see if I could do anything. Because he does nothing but just firebomb the bridge. And I noticed his tail is dangling, so I went under the bridge and I had a bow and arrow, and I had like 20 arrows with me, and I shot him in the tail, and he yells every time I do it, but I didn't see a health bar. I used all my arrows on his tail, and he didn't die. And his tail didn't break. I guess it takes more than 20 arrows. So I went up on the bridge, and I found that if you stand to the side for 20 seconds or so, he'll actually come down off his perch and land on the bridge. So I gave him a few good smacks, and it looks like I'm probably not supposed to fight him because I'm doing like no damage on him, and there's no health bar. And he did this thing where he just jumps up in the air and spits fire straight down. And he did that literally 8 times in a row until I died. So he stun-locked me to death. So I'll worry about him later. So I was wandering around. Oh yeah, there's another one of those knights up on a ledge. Darkroot Garden, something like that, near the switchbacks, near what looks like a Hydra. So I haven't investigated that thing yet. There's a little cave with a bonfire in there, and I used so I kept sneaking around the edge and sniping him with a pyromancy. Killed him that way. Went up into the Darkroot Garden, and there's this small ravine to the left, and there's a soul sitting somewhere, and I was trying to figure out how to get to it, so I was trying to like climb some of the rubble at the end of the path, and I ended up knocking into a wall, and the wall disappeared, and there was a bonfire behind it. I'm like, okay, that's convenient. Great. We've got false walls in the game, so now I have to go around kicking every damn wall, because it's not like The Legend of Zelda where bombable walls have a definite crack in them. If there's a tell, I'm not really seeing it. The false walls I've found so far, I'm not seeing much to really hint that they're there, other than kind of a, well, this is an odd dead end, or I expected something to be here. So I walked past there and went into a place that had these big stone knights that come out of the ground, and they look intimidating, but took them down pretty easily. Then climb this tower and go through the fuzzy door, the smoky door, whatever it is. And I'm on this small bridge with a bunch of lovely flowers, and the music goes all, does that kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty. And then Mothra shows up. Giant butterfly, being all majestically butterfly-ish. And then it shoots lasers at me. What? What? Laser shooting butterfly? Alright. Chicago says false walls also sound different in Zelda when you hit them. Maybe try that. Well, I mean, if you hit them, they go away. So it's not like tap on the wall and to see if it sounds different, just hit the wall. Although I'm using kicks because I don't want to... Because there actually is a weapon durability thing going on in this game, which is done a lot better than Breath of the Wild. Because in Breath of the Wild, your weapons probably won't last the fight you're in currently. In Dark Souls, your weapons do degrade, but they last for several hours, I guess, unless you keep hitting shields or walls or something like that. But you can repair them pretty easily. I bought myself a nice little repair kit so that I don't have to trudge all the way back to the blacksmith, because I forgot to check my durability when I went down into Blighttown. And you don't want to be in the bottom of Blighttown with like 4 durability left on your club. Because I had to run the last leg of Blighttown. Just had to run around everything to get out of there. Oh, I'd mentioned that I found the back door into Blighttown the last time and couldn't figure out where to go. You go down this long tunnel from the Valley of the Drakes and into past 3 ogre thingies. And then I got to the edge of the path and I'm like, I don't know where to go from here. And I'd said there's probably like a ladder or something I missed. There is a ladder. The ladders in Blighttown are really hard to spot. The ladders heading down, especially, are really hard to spot. Essentially, I just pace the edge of every platform until I see the climb down prompt, because they're really hard to see. So anyway, Madame Butterfly was pretty easy, because she lands, after she's done shooting lasers at you, she just lands and sits there and lets you pummel her in the head for like 10 seconds. So I think 2 or 3 rounds of that and she was down, and I went up into the tower and got a key and it dead ended. I went, oh, okay. So I had to come back out of there and go down into the Undead Burg or something like that. Which is where I finally ran into Mr. Capra Demon, who a lot of people were warning me about. And for good reason. Because Mr. Capra Demon, most of the bosses in the game have some type of intro cutscene. Mr. Capra Demon do not. Mr. Capra Demon is on your ass before you go through the misty doorway, and before the screen even fades up, he and his 2 doggies are already attacking you. First time you meet Mr. Capra Demon, probably gonna die. Like instantly. Before you even get a good look at Mr. Capra Demon. So this is an interesting setup. You're in a very small space. Capra Demon, 2 dogs. And they poison you. The hardest thing about this setup is the game's camera keeps getting stuck on the walls and the trees and everything else. Once you step in there, sometimes you're just blocked and you can't move anywhere because you've got 3 enemies and no way to get around them. I noticed that the room that he's in, the wall is only so high, so I chucked some firebombs over the wall and actually killed one of the dogs that way. But, so you could probably kill him by throwing explosives or something over the wall. That's hard to do, though, and those are expensive resources, so I killed him the good old-fashioned way. The fight actually wasn't too bad. It's really if you can keep the camera from getting caught on a tree or the wall or the back of your head, not a terrible fight. So got the Capra Demon, and then went down to I think that actually heads down into Blighttown. No. Sewer. Goes into the sewer. So, sewer's a fun place. It's got big rats. Really big rats. And I come out onto this like castle rampart overlooking this really giant area. I'm like, oh, there's going to be a boss fight there. And I'm looking around, look on the ceiling, see if I can spot wherever the boss is. I don't see him anywhere. No, he's going to be in there somewhere. Thought maybe I could snipe him with stuff from here, but nah. No. So I worked my way down. And this is the Gaping Dragon boss fight. Now, this is a boss I had seen media of. It's such a cool design that has been used in the advertisement. So it's essentially a big dragon, but its rib cage is exposed, and its ribs are teeth. And it has no internal organs. So basically, its whole chest is a gaping maw. It's a very cool design. It is a pushover. I think I beat it on my 3rd try. That thing looks a lot more dangerous than it is, because it's just really big and slow. Now my first, I didn't know, because it's so huge, my first, I don't know what to do with it. It was doing a charge, and I'd sidestepped it. So I'm like, cowabunga, and I swing at it, and it just kind of walks over me and kills me. It wasn't even attacking. It's like left leg grazed me, and I died. I'm like, alright. Now the nice thing about the ribcage mod, Gaping Dragon, is it's a very short walk from the bonfire to the Gaping Dragon. So if you die, it's not a 3 to 4 minute walk all the way back. Thank you. So on my second try, I was doing pretty well. Just, backing off until it does a head slam, and then booping it in the nose, and stepping to the side when it does a charge, and then booping it in the butt. And then it jumped in the air and butt slammed me to death. Because it jumped in the air, and the camera went, oh god, I don't know what's going on! I'm like, I don't know what's going on either. Camera, like, starts spinning around. I'm like, I guess I shouldn't lock onto enemies who jump in the air. Because the camera freaks the hell out. And I got butt stomped to death. Got my 3rd try, though. And that gives you the key that unlocks Blighttown. And at this point, I should have run back to the blacksmith to repair my weapon. Because that would become important later. Chicago says, this sounds like a great game. It is. It's not perfect. It's really... It has some control and camera issues. But other than that, I think it's pretty great. It's definitely not for everyone, though. It's certainly a game for specific tastes. So going to Blighttown. And it's basically a bunch of wooden scaffolding that you have to climb down into a swamp that's full of poison and then you go up the other end. So I make it all the way to the bottom, and I realize I've got like four. I was like halfway down when I realized that my weapon was at 30% durability, which means it's doing less damage now. So I make it to the bottom, and the bottom is just this swamp that you can barely walk through, and it poisons you instantly. Well, not instantly, but poisons you very quickly. So I trudge across there, and I start climbing up the scaffolding at the other side, and I make my way out again. And I go repair my stuff and buy the repair kit so I don't have to go all the way back again. And then I realized, what was the point of that whole thing? There was nothing down there. I'm like, did I miss something? Oh, well, so I'm back at the Firelink Shrine. Riku says, had fun, y'all. Heading out. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. You too, Riku. Take care. So I'm back at the Firelink Shrine. And I had noticed that crow that took me from the Undead Asylum. It's sitting around. And I'd also noticed near where the Firelink, or where the Undead Parish elevators are, there's this soul sitting on top of a building that I couldn't figure out how to get to. So I tried it again, took the elevators halfway up to get on the roof, and then figured out the path to get that soul. And then while I was up there, I was exploring, and I found a big crow's nest. And there's a prompt that says, curl up in a ball. Alright, so curl up in a ball, nothing happens. Stayed curled up for about 20 seconds, and you can return to the Undead Asylum. Neat. Still don't know what the other smaller nest is for. I remember there was a voice that said, leave me something soft. So I dropped some, like red moss in the nest. Maybe I'll go back. I will have to go back at some point. Maybe see what the voice. It's soft moss. Do you like that? So go back into the Undead Shrine, and I fall through the floor. And hey, there's that big demon that we saw through the bars earlier. And that sucker stomped me flat pretty quick. Also, I'm like cowabunga, and I smack it, and it's doing like 6 damage. I'm like, I'm probably not supposed to fight you right now. Looks like I need some stronger weaponry, because even if I didn't get butt stomped to death again, it would take me 20 minutes to put you down. Viper says, the controls and camera I found are the main reasons that make the Souls-like games hard. Bloodborne and Neo series felt best to me anyways. To an extent, the game is difficult, but it is, in a lot of cases, exacerbated by the camera. Like the Capra Demon, the only reason that's hard is well, I mean, it is challenging, but the only reason it's super difficult for a lot of people, yeah, it took me a good 10 tries. Most of that was getting out of the entryway, not dying instantly. Once I got out of that damn corner, because you're surrounded by Capra Demon and 2 dogs. This guy's got 2 swords, and he's like, thwomp, thwomp, poisony dog, poisony dog. You can block, but I don't care how much poise you got, eventually, with them triple teaming you like that, quadruple if you count both swords, eventually they're going to break your guard and just kill you. So you need to get in there and then get around them. You know, smack a dog, run, smack a dog, run, just you and the demon. Okay, we're doing good. I would not, I've heard some people, someone recommended go up the stairs in the back. I wouldn't recommend that, because you do that and the camera just lovingly nuzzles the back of your head and you can't see a damn thing. I can see some strategies, like when it chases you up the stairs, drop off the ledge and stuff like that, or, you know, run up the stairs and then do a dive bomb attack. The problem is there's a tree over there and the camera really doesn't like that tree. So I tried to get in the middle of the courtyard, because it's narrow, it's longer than it is wide, and just keep it on one line, and that managed it. Where was I? Blighttown? No, it wasn't Blighttown. So undead thing, so the stray demon or whatever it's called in Yeah, I think that one's beyond me for right now. But I did find a key. Um, oh no, no, no! I found a. What did I find? No, no, no. What I found was a ring that allows me to walk through the poison swamp without slowing down. Well, hell, that would have made Blighttown a lot easier if I had that before. Um, so I went back to Blighttown and found two interesting things. I found a spider cave, and I found a tree. Now, this fake wall I had heard about. This is the famous Dark Souls fake wall. This is the there's a fake wall in the tree and one behind that. I think everyone's kind of heard that. I had heard that too, so I kind of knew where to poke around on that one. That leads to the Great Hollow, which I've yet to explore. Oh, I also killed that big lightning spitting demon near where the blacksmith is. That is a really cool boss fight. I really like that one. Great fight. Wonderful enemy design. It's got a hell of a reach. It's got a ranged attack. What makes that... it's a nice big open room so the camera doesn't get caught on anything. But what makes that fight particularly challenging is there's just a bunch of rubble littering the arena. So its maneuvering is really difficult because there's constant... there's broken columns and pieces of rock and stuff everywhere. So dodging out of the way or getting behind that sucker is really challenging. Really like that boss fight. That was a good one. Before I went back to Blighttown, I finally beat the damn bell gargoyles. I went to give the bell gargoyles another try. And I think I beat them mainly because I've got a really powerful weapon now compared to what you're going to have when you first fight them. For my money so far, the bell gargoyles are by far the hardest enemy in the hardest fight in the game. I must have done that one, attempted that one like 40 times. I kid you not. I tried that one a lot. Finally beat it, rang the bell, nothing happened, but a new guy showed up and he sold me an anti-poison ring. I'm like, well, that's gonna help in Blighttown too. So I head back down to Blighttown, and I find out that the anti-poison ring isn't really anti-poison. It just increases your poison tolerance so you don't get poisoned as quickly. Okay. Sure. I'll take it. So I go in the spider cave, and boss fight. It's a lady spider. And by lady spider, I mean it's a naked lady torso plunked onto a spider body. I'd not seen that specific design, but this is a very tropey design. Put a voluptuous naked lady torso on a gross spider or demon monster body. You see that all the time. Oh, and her long hair is... just carefully draped over her chest. And the camera slowly pans up. Slowly. I'm like, oh my god, game, come on. Yes, she's very purty. You'd think that she'd be wearing some form of support when her little spider body goes charging after you. Imagine she's just bouncing all over the place. She's like, oh, Jesus. Why am I not wearing a sports bra? Seriously. So she took 4 or 5 tries. Got her. She's not too bad. She's kind of like the Gaping Dragon. In that... she has a charge, she has a spit flames in either straight ahead or kind of sweeping, and she has a big explodey move, which caught me off guard a couple of times. Mainly because the range of that thing is a lot wider than you think it's going to be. So I think I died to that one like 2 or 3 times. And the last 2 is like, explodey thing. And I back up, boom, and I die anyway. I'm like, oh, further? Okay. Explodey thing, back up even further. Haha, dead. Oh, further than that. So, kept smacking her in her spidey buns, and she went down, and there's the second bell. So, what does ringing the 2 bells do? You beat the game. That's it. No, that just opens a gate somewhere else. Between the Undead Parish and the blacksmith guy, where the guy's been sitting. Door's closed. Just gonna sit here and wait till the door opens. Well, door's open now, so I gotta go explore there later. But for now, we're way down in the spider marsh, Quaalude's lair, whatever it's called. So I ring the bell, walk down the path, and there's this what looks like an elevator, and I stand on it and nothing happens. So I'm like, either this is not an elevator or it's not active yet. So I start kicking the walls to see if there's like a lever behind a wall somewhere. And there's a fake wall. No lever, but like another spider monster lady, but a nice spider monster lady who gave me a fireball spell. A big explodey fireball spell. So that was nice of her. So I head down into the demon land? Demon lair? Demon something. I don't know. And there's this big writhing lava tentacly thing off on the other side of a bridge. So I wander across the bridge, through a gate, past the writhing lava tentacles, and pick up the soul that's over there. And the writhing lava tentacles are like, "You son of a gun! That was my soul, jerk!" And so started slamming me with tentacles, and I was doing okay, dodging and smacking him until he breathed a humongous cone of fire in my face and killed me. So I ran back, and ran back through the door and up the stairs, and big cone of fire in the face. I'm like, haha, shield! It doesn't matter. Still killed me. Okay. So I'm standing on the bridge looking at where this guy is, and I notice he's kind of standing, because you're fighting from the edge of a cliff, and he's standing on the lower ground, and he's kind of reaching up onto the shelf where you are. And I noticed over by the door is a drop-off. So I'm thinking, if I can lure him over here, maybe he'll just fall off and die. Maybe you can do that, but he kept breathing cones of fire in my face, so he wasn't interested in coming over there. So, there's also this little path behind a wall. So I just ran down the path and went, hi, and he went, fist slam. And while his fist was coming down, I just kind of ran around the corner and then came back and smacked him in the hand. And just stood there until he fist slammed again. I cheesed him like that and killed him. So, yay. So, the lava drains out of the area. And there's some delicious-looking souls over on the far side. Behind it, a herd of... I think they're the Taurus demon. Like that big demon that was guarding the bridge at the beginning of the game. There's like 7 of them. I'm like, all right, that's intimidating. So I kill them all. Luckily, they don't respawn. So, you only have to kill them a couple at a time. So I kill them all. And find out that the souls are surrounded by lava. All right. Well, I mean, the spider lady was spitting lava at me, and that doesn't outright kill you. It, like the swamp, it drains your health. So I run and jump into the lava and instantly die. Like, oh, so that's kill you instantly lava. Okay, so the orange spider lady lava is not insta-kill, but hurt. The yellow lava is insta-kill. Okay. Well, I got 10,000 souls or so out of those 7 Taurus demons, so yay. I guess somewhere in the game is a anti-lava ring or something, and I'll have to come back for those later. So I wander down further into the area, and hey, there's capra demons, lots of them, and I finally actually got a good look at them, because the first encounter with the capra demon, you don't get a good look at the sucker, because the camera's, you're in an enclosed space, and the camera's usually staring at the back of your head, which makes it hard to see anything. Really cool design. I like it. A lot easier to fight out in the open, too. And there's like 7 or 8 of those suckers on the path. And then I find some centipedes and some more Taurus demons. And a big... Instead of the white shimmery smoke doors, there's a big shimmery golden smoke door, which I can't go in because it said no. I guess I have to do something first. So I wander down another path and fighting some Taurus demons. And I get to another centipede that's hanging out of the ceiling. And I'm out of projectiles, and so I'm thinking, maybe what do I have to throw at you? And I found I still had a nice stash of dung bombs. They're not called dung bombs, but they're just piles of poop. And so I'm like, all right. So I chucked 2 or 3 at him and poisoned him, and just stood there for 2 minutes while he died. I'm like, that works. So I creep my way down that hallway when surprise ambush, 2 centipedes in front, 2 centipedes in back, and the camera goes, oh god, I don't know what I'm doing! And I'm like, I can't see a damn thing, and I died. Because the centipede ate me, which was kind of cool, but at that point I was really annoyed with the camera. I'm like, alright, I think we're done for right now, because I'm just getting kind of irritated. Not sure what to do there, because you get boxed in by centipedes, and the camera just flipped the hell out. I think what it was is because I saw the 2 drop down in front of me, so I backed up, and I backed up right into the 2 centipedes that were behind me, and the camera just lost its mind. And then I got eaten. I was like, alright, I think we're done for a while. So I've been making some nice progress. I think. I have no idea. So, let's see. So we have the, stray demon in the undead asylum that I'll have to go back for. We've got the big red dragon on the bridge that I don't know what to do with. Worry about that later. We've got the lower Lordrins, something like that. The area with the ghosts. We've got the catacombs with the skeletons that won't stay dead. We've got the Great Hollow in the tree. So plenty more places to explore when I'm done in Demon Lair. Oh, and now that I rang the 2 bells, the gate is open and I can go explore over there. So plenty of places to go. I don't know what the direction of the game is now, because the direction of the game so far is find the 2 bells and ring them. Okay, I did that. Now what? I imagine once I get to the other side of the gate that opened, I'll probably get a new objective. So, still enjoying my my way through Dark Souls. My very slow progress of middling competence. Still, I swear, Bell Gargoyles, for me, easily the hardest fight of the game so far. I have no idea how far into the game I am, but I've fought a few bosses now, and the Bell Gargoyles easily gave me the most difficulty out of any of them. And that one wasn't really a controls or camera thing. That one was just tough for me. I had a lot of trouble with that one. It's in a big open area, so the camera doesn't... The only time the camera gets funky is if you're locked onto a gargoyle and it shoots skyward. If you're locked onto something that flies or jumps really high, the camera does not like that. It doesn't know what to do. It'll like, point up and point skyward and spin. No, not a good choice. That's not helpful at all. And Anime Momo, did I watch Hackers back in 1995? Well, that came out of nowhere, but I don't know if I saw it specifically in 95. I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it. So I probably saw it in like 96 or 97. But yeah, I saw it. It didn't... I don't think it was very good. It's not terrible or anything, but it's okay. It's fine, I guess. It's not a very accurate representation of hacking, which is not surprising. Hacking is very rarely... Hacking or coding, computer programming, any of that. Even, just, playing video games, usually not very accurately portrayed in film. So, alright, that's it for tonight. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me. Join me tomorrow at noon Pacific Standard Time, and we'll get back to Trails in the Sky, second chapter. It's been so long. Where did we leave off? We're plumbing the depths of the haunted house in the back of the school. That's what we're doing. We're gonna catch a ghost. So, all right, everyone, have an excellent evening, and I hope to see you tomorrow for some video game fun. Noon Pacific Standard Time. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.